We're introducing legislation to implement a national freeze on handgun ownership.
On May 30th, 2022, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced his government will introduce a bill to ban the purchase, sale, importation, and transfer of ownership of handguns in Canada. The timing of this announcement was disgustingly shameless, coming only days after a school shooting in Texas. But what does this tragedy have to do with Canadian gun laws? The answer is absolutely nothing. The shooting was perpetrated 2,100 kilometers away from the Canadian border, with a rifle that is already banned in Canada. But power-hungry politicians like Justin Trudeau will never let a good tragedy go to waste, even if it happens in another country. Before the dust settled, Trudeau was licking his chops, getting ready to announce new firearm restrictions, expanding the power of his federal government yet again, to the detriment of law-abiding Canadians. This is not the first time Trudeau has capitalized on a tragedy for his own political gain. On April 18th, 2020, the deadliest mass shooting in Canadian history happened in Nova Scotia. This triggered the Trudeau government to adopt an order in council, immediately banning over 1,500 types of firearms in Canada. This was done without debate, legislation, or a vote in the House of Commons. But what Trudeau chose to ignore was that the shooter in Nova Scotia used illegally purchased firearms smuggled into Canada from the United States. This means Trudeau's gun ban would have done literally nothing to prevent this attack. And this isn't an isolated phenomenon. Gun crime in Canada is the result of criminals using illegally obtained firearms smuggled in from the United States. According to a committee testimony by Toronto Deputy Police Chief Myron Demkew, 86% of all firearms involved in gun crimes in Toronto in 2021 were illegally smuggled into Canada from the United States. Demkew told the committee that Trudeau's ban on 1,500 firearms is, quote, certainly not going to deal with the crime problem we're facing in Toronto, as it relates to the use of criminal handguns. Even if Trudeau banned every gun in Canada, making it illegal for Canadians to own any firearms, that would not prevent gun crime. Criminals do not abide by the law and would continue to illegally purchase their firearms. The truth is, Trudeau isn't targeting gun crime with this handgun ban. He's targeting law-abiding Canadians in order to score political points with an electorate ignorant on the issue. But what's worse is that Trudeau has actually reduced sentencing of criminals responsible for gun violence. For real. In February 2021, Trudeau scrapped mandatory minimum sentencing for people convicted multiple times of gun offenses. This includes weapons trafficking, the use of a firearm in commission of offense, possession of a weapon obtained through crime, and robbery with a firearm. This means Trudeau has literally made it easier to traffic and obtain illegal firearms in Canada, while simultaneously stripping Canadians of the right to legally purchase a handgun. That is mind-numbingly backwards. Canada must learn the truth about Trudeau and his gun grabs. So share this video with your friends and family, and become a member of the CCFR. Together, we can expose Trudeau's hypocrisy and stand up for the rights of law-abiding Canadians.